Coming up on 7 News today, the winter storm last week causes damage in Oklahoma. How did it affect Northwestern?
Plus, 7 News visited with the Brad Henry International Scholar, who is back at Northwestern from Wales. She'll share her experience with you.
Also, Becky is in with the latest Ranger basketball results.
Keep it here. 7 News starts now.
Broadcasting from the campus of Northwestern Oklahoma State University, bringing you the area's latest news and sports. This is 7 News.
Hello and thank you for choosing 7 News today. I'm Austin Sterling.
And I'm Ashton Gamey.
On our top story today, the snowstorm last week has done severe damages to some parts of Oklahoma. The power outage situation in southern Oklahoma is slowly but surely improving. The town of Lindsay was one of the hardest hit areas by the recent ice storm. The entire town lost power, and for some, it could take days before they get electricity.
The mayor said if Lindsay doesn't get federal and state help soon, it will take a tremendously long time for the town to recover. The worst part is cleaning up debris from things that made the town unique. City Manager Bill Mitchell said if everything goes as planned, they could have power restored to 40% of the residents within 24 hours, but admits they continue to have setbacks and it could be longer. In addition to Lindsay, other areas like Bray, Kreiner, Elmore City, Paoli, and Purcell also continuing to work to get power restored to their residents.
Other news on the winter storm, the number of Oklahoman homes and businesses without power dropped below 100,000 on Sunday, according to McKellen Oten, Public Information Officer for the Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management. Oklahoma remains under an emergency disaster declaration. On Saturday, President Barack Obama approved Governor Brad Henry's request for the federal disaster aid covering all 77 Oklahoma counties.
The emergency declaration authorizes federal resources to assist state and local governments as they continue to respond to the severe weather storm. These resources included industrial-sized generators, bottled water, cots, and blankets. The need for additional federal disaster aid to cover further response and recovery costs is currently being assessed.
The snowstorm came Thursday night and shut down all Northwestern's 3 campuses Thursday at 3:20 and all day Friday. Incoming freshman students who plan to attend Northwestern in the fall can apply to the President's Leadership Class and earn up to $1,750 in scholarship funds. Students must meet specific requirements in order to apply. Applications may be found online at Northwestern's website and click on the PLC link. Applications may be hand-delivered no later than the 5th at 5 on February 26th. If mailed, it must be postmarked no later than Friday, February 26th.
Selected finalists will be interviewed in March and notified by phone or mail about the interview. Each year, the PLC class takes a trip to Boston with Dr. Janet Cunningham, University President. While in Boston, the group visits museums and other fun sites.
All application materials should be mailed to Director of Recruitment Matt Adair at 709 Oklahoma Boulevard, Alva, Oklahoma 73717. Contact Adair for more information at 327-8545.
A Northwestern alum spent a semester abroad taking classes on American Studies, experiencing a new culture, and traveling to many major tourist spots.
Am I usually a spontaneous person? Yes. I called my mom the day before the application was due and said, by the way, I might be in Europe next semester. And she said, okay.
Casey Zibden graduated Northwestern last May with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology, but she was awarded an opportunity to continue her education in a not-so-American place.
I was selected as the Brad Henry International Scholar, and I studied in Swansea, Wales, which is in Great Britain, not to be confused with England.
A $10,000 stipend is provided by the state regents for the selected student to put towards tuition fees, housing, and a plane ticket. Students are responsible for food and travel expenses, but according to Zibden, traveling was cheap.
There was a 3-hour train ride to London, and then they have kind of the equivalent of Southwest Airlines over there. So you can get a $50 flight to pretty much anywhere. I flew from London to Rome for $50.
So Zibden took advantage of the cheap fares and saw just about everything.
The list is long. I went to Ireland, Poland, France, Spain, Greece, Italy, Germany, Hungary, Austria. I tried to go everywhere I could. Holland, I went. So I spent Christmas in Krakow, Poland, and I spent New Year's in Amsterdam.
While at Swansea University, Zibden took 15 U.S. college credit hours that transferred back home.
I was actually in class for 4 hours a week. It's more student-led over there. They give you a list of books and articles, and then they say by this date you need to have read these books and these articles, and we'll discuss them in class.
Zibden says she learned that people there do not like Americans, that the time difference makes it hard to visit with family and friends, and making new friends takes a fast track.
Had to make friends a lot faster because you're only there for 4 months, but you don't really have that friend base, like you do at college, where you meet people your freshman year and keep in contact with them.
But she wasn't the only Oklahoman there.
There were 3 other Oklahoma students. From my understanding, how it works is there's 6 slots in the Oklahoma region for Brad Henry International Scholars, and there were 4 of us that went this fall semester. So I met them before we actually went over there, which was great.
Zibden wishes she would have done 2 things before she left the U.S.
I wish I'd saved more money, and I also wish that I had kind of researched more what I wanted to do before I left. I kind of just, people would call me and be like, hey, we're going to go to Barcelona this weekend. And I wish that I'd researched kind of more of where I wanted to go before I left.
Zibden will leave for a 2-year master's program in Montana this August, but since that is about 6 months away, her spontaneity for continued education will be a memory of Wales.
I try to be spontaneous, and how many times can you say that you spent 4 months in Europe and you barely had to pay for it? So it was a great opportunity, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Zibden advises students interested in the Brad Henry International Scholar Program to not delay on getting their resume, official transcript, and recommendation letters turned in.
Northwestern students are always looking for activities on campus to fill their free time. Men's and women's intramural basketball have finally begun.
7 News reporter Becky Burke and Callie Christop will show you exclusive footage of the games.
Intramurals is a great way for people to meet friends, like especially freshmen coming up here. When I first got up here, I helped to ref and played, and most of the friends that I met out there through intramurals are some of the best friends that I've had up here. They're still really good friends, and it's been 4 years since we played, and it's just a great way to meet new people, and especially if you're shy, to get out and actually see everybody and be a little more social, and kind of helps you feel more comfortable being on campus, knowing more people. And especially with intramurals, if there are a lot of people that want to play but they don't have a team, then all they need to do is email me or call me, and if they come out here, we can find a team for them to be on, and who knows what happens after that, Then they have a team set for every sport, because usually they'll stay with the same people.
Northwestern offers 6 different intramural sports. We have flag football, dodgeball, and volleyball in the fall semester, softball, and men's and women's basketball in the spring semester.
Well, I think it's great because you get to meet new people. Like half of my team I didn't know, and so just making friends, and then, having some competition. We don't, once you graduate high school, no more sports, but intramurals are great.
Every sport costs $20 per team to compete. This year, there are 24 basketball teams that play on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Percival Fieldhouse.
I encourage everyone to play. This is my first year to play, and I'm glad I came out and did it.
The softball sign-up sheets will be out 2 weeks before spring break so that the season can begin when we come back.
Just because it gives the students something to get out and do instead of, the alternatives that most college students like to partake in when there's nothing else.
Check the Northwestern Intramural website for news, schedules, and photos. If you have any other ideas for a new sport, contact Chris Lauderdale, the Intramural Sports Director.
Don't forget to sign up for softball intramurals coming up towards the end of February. Social profile websites may be an important part of your life. However, some of the things you do on there may be dangerous. Coming up on 7 News, Sing Sing Lou will tell you how you can be safe on these websites on today's Campus Block.
Also on today's Entertainment Rundown, Joe Perez will give you an update on the latest movies on DVD and what is playing at Rialto.
Keep it here, we'll be right back.
You're watching 7 News, the #1 collegiate newscast in Oklahoma, with Ashton, Austin, and Becky. This is 7 News.
classroom, I turn my head over this way, and there's a gangbanger looking at me, mad dogging me, throwing signs up under the table. I feel real scared for my life.
And during that time, I wouldn't go to school. My mom would tell me, like, what are you doing for yourself? You're not doing nothing. She encouraged me to go back to school.
My neighborhood is a dangerous place. What's pushed me to graduate is my mother walking down the aisle, hearing her scream for me.
I want to graduate from my mom. She watched the distance yell at me, you got to graduate, you got to get out of high school so you can get your diploma.
And I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be somebody in life.
Glucose plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide plus water.
Hey, dear, what's up?
And energy. Superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, coronary artery.
I'd like to pass them back to you now.
4 chem tissue types of endoplasmic reticulum with ribosome 3 o'clock already. And without. Copy of a skeletal anatomy syllabus. 4 chem cyclones, chem 2, philosophy access skeletal anatomy. Thursday, the lobes of the cortex.
She's got the drive,
cranial volume,
the energy,
ventral, parietal,
the heart,
and occipital,
and the talent.
motor output. Vena cava.
Pre-med.
But she wouldn't be here
Evolutionary development.
without your help. Please support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Syllabus 4 chem 2.
My name's Lisa, and in 9 years I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, Lisa.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade. And I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
Let's kick it on. I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Easy come, easy go. Now we on top. Feel the shot, body rock, rock it, don't stop.
This is going to do it for us today.
We'll see you next week.
An acoustic guitarist, Edgar Cruz, will perform at Harrod Hall Auditorium at 7:30 on Tuesday, February 23rd. Cruz began playing the guitar at age 14. However, he began studying the hobby at age 20.
Cruz has received numerous civic acknowledgments for his contributions to various charitable events and also has been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, and PBS. Headlining at the Chet Atkins Festival in Nashville, Tennessee since 1995, Cruz is a strong icon at most festivals in Oklahoma, including Festival of Arts, Paseo Festival, Sunfest, Global Oklahoma, and more.
Tickets to this concert can be purchased at Holder Drug, Shoemakers, the Northwestern Bookstore, or by calling 327-8692. Tickets to performances will be sold on an as-available basis at $10 for adults and $5 for students. For more information regarding the concert series, contact Dr. Stephen Kingsbury, Concert Series Chairman and Associate Professor of Music at 327-8692. On today's Entertainment Rundown, Joe Perez tells us the latest DVD releases hitting shelves Tuesday and what latest Mel Gibson movie is sure to take us to the edge.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Entertainment Rundown. I'm Joe Perez. Let's take a look at what's hitting Blu-rays and DVDs on the shelves on Tuesday. First movie, Oscar-winning actress Hilary Swank portrays Amelia Earhart in Amelia. Also hitting DVDs, Woody Harrelson in the hilarious comedy, sort of a thriller, in Zombieland. And switching gears to the big screen, we have a tooth fairy, a love triangle that gets a little too complicated, and a father who stops at nothing to see revenge. In the upcoming movie, we have Mel Gibson in Edge of Darkness, which we have a sneak peek of the preview for you right now. Check it out.
Hi, Dad. I'm gonna come home for a few days. I love you.
really late. It's not really. Come on, let's go home. Seeing someone?
Yeah. I wish you had someone.
You're my girl.
There are still a lot of unanswered questions, but it appears Detective Thomas Craven was the intended target.
This is someone armed and dangerous. What do you think I am? Is he dealing with it personally? Hey, Craven's phone. Hello? Mr. Craven, we have things to talk about. What's your name and what you doing here? Like you shot your daughter. I want to know what my daughter did here. What she did? It's classified. Name is Charlotte Craven, who was flagged as a possible threat to the United States of America. My daughter was not the type.
Everybody talks about power, but they don't really understand.
Cases like these are never solved. You just never can connect A to B. How do you know that? So I'm usually the guy that stops you connecting A to B. You're gonna follow me to the city of Boston. Welcome to hell. Does it feel like? We need to report right now. It's too late. It's already been done. I'm not gonna arrest anyone. I'll never do. You are out of your depth and far from your jurisdiction. My daughter was Emma Craven. I'm the guy with nothing to lose. Fasten your seatbelt. You had better decide whether you're hanging on the cross or banging in the nails.
I'm telling you, that guy is one good actor. No matter how he acts outside of the big screen, he always seems to pull us back whenever it comes to action and adventure. Look for that movie hitting theaters on Friday. We also have the hilarious comedy by Alec Baldwin and Meryl Streep and Steve Martin, and It's Complicated. This is the newest one by Nancy Meyer. She's a director/writer, and she's bringing this back to life, bringing her hilarious comedy, and so you guys definitely want to check that out, as well as Dwayne Johnson in Tooth Fairy. This is another kids comedy. Prior to doing this, he also did Race to Witch Mountain, which the sequel is to due out next year. And that's what is going to be on the big screens and on your small screen. Now remember, if you need tickets or show times, you can call the Rialto at 327-1900. Now don't forget, next week when I do Entertainment Rundown, we're going to be going through the top 5 Valentine movies to our sneak peek at the upcoming movie Valentine. It's got an all-star cast. We've got Taylor Swift, Taylor Lautner, Ashton Kutcher, Jessica Biel, Jessica Alba. It's going to be huge. You guys need to check it out. For Entertainment Rundown, I'm Joe Perez. Back to you guys at the desk.
On the next Entertainment Rundown, Joe shows us what good hair is all about with Chris Rock's latest documentary, Good Hair, as well as counting down his top 5 Valentine movie picks. Social profile websites have been a big part in college students' lives. Some say it is good to stay connected to your community. However, it also creates a lot of problems that you may not notice.
7 News reporter Sing Sing Liu takes a look at the pros and cons of these social profile websites and how you can use them safely on today's Campus Watch.
Social profile websites such as Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, and some new ones like Tumblr have taken the internet world by storm and influenced the way we live our lives in one way or another. Creating a profile that shows all your personal information and share it with everyone from all sides of the world seems like a good way to make friends and stay connected to your community.
I go on Facebook every day, and I have Facebook to reconnect with old friends back home. I like to see what everyone's up to. I update my status.
Some businesses also use it as a way to promote themselves, which is efficient to get to more viewers, and it is free. By 2009, over 300 million people have Facebook accounts and over 100 million on MySpace.
However, some people are not so careful with what they put on their social profiles, and it creates a lot of problems. Identity theft and fraud are two bothersome concerns that have come out of social networking sites. The email address, name, location, age, and many others are personal information that users give out, and others can use them in performing illegal activities. Cases of online harassment and stalking have also been a concern. For example, on Facebook, a lot of people put what they are up to or where they are as their status update. But what they might not know is that someone could be reading this and stalking you because you showed them the way.
I think it's very dangerous on updating your status all the time of where you are, what you're doing. However, I still do it.
Concerning this problem, Campus Watch team visited with a database support analyst here at Northwestern, Rumi Kabir.
The one thing, whenever you create an account in either MySpace or Facebook, you have to make sure to change your setting and make sure you pick your friends that you actually know. And you can actually do that. In Facebook, you can actually go to your account setting and pick and choose who you want to see your basic information or contact information, and you can actually pick and choose and make a list of it and create a security to that.
Well, another bad side of these social profiles is that some of the information you post on there may not impress your future employer. So in general, it is a good way to stay connected. However, you need to be careful with the information and pictures you post on there so that you can decrease the amount of troubles it may cost you. For 7 News, I'm Sing Sing Liu. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Sing Sing. If you also have a problem that Sing Sing can help you with, call our Campus Watch team at 327-8465.
Well, an anonymous donor has contributed $50,000 to the Northwestern Oklahoma State University Foundation to establish the Linda Stewart and Kimberly Weiss Theater Scholar Award and is issuing a challenge for the gift to be matched. In addition to the desire to honor Stewart and Weiss, the donor, who enjoys theater, saw a need in the theater department. The donor invites former students of Stewart and Weiss and theater patrons to match the gift to build the endowment. Until 2009, there were no scholarships specifically benefiting the theater program. Now, the Theater Scholar Award brings the total number of endowed scholarships aiding speech and theater students to 4. To be considered for the scholarship, students must attend Northwestern full-time and participate in theater courses and productions. Incoming freshmen, transfers, and continuing students are eligible for the award, and applicants must have a 2.5 cumulative high school GPA or higher and at least a 19 ACT score. In addition, candidates must meet university admission standards and submit one or more letters of recommendation from previous directors or teachers, as well as a 6 or 7 semester high school transcript. Those interested in the possibility of adding additional funds to match this gift or creating a scholarship of their own are encouraged to contact Bird at the Northwestern Foundation, 327-8593.
Many Oklahomans were represented in categories crossing several musical genres at Sunday night's 52nd Annual Grammy Awards. Musician and music groups including Kings of Leon, Carrie Underwood, Charlie Wilson, and more are among the nominees and winners of several awards this year. Oklahoma City natives Kings of Leon boast 4 Grammy nominations with wins for Record of the Year and Best Rock Song for Use Somebody and Best Rock Performance by a duo or vocal group.
Chakotah native Carrie Underwood was nominated for Best Female Country Vocal Performance for her chart topper, Just a Dream. She won Best Country Collaboration with Vocals for her rendition of I Told You So with Randy Travis. Tulsa native and GAP band founder Charlie Wilson boasted 2 nominations for Best R&B Album for Uncle Charlie and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for There Goes My Baby.
Coming up next, Becky is in with the latest Ranger basketball results.
Stay tuned, sports is next.
Tick, 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 tick. Massive heat waves. Heat waves. Tick. Severe droughts. Tick, 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 tick. Devastating hurricanes. Tick, 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 tick. Our future. Tick. Today's up. Tick. To you. Tick. Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
Anyone else?
My name is David, and in 8 years, I'll be an alcoholic. I'll start drinking in middle school, just at parties. But my parents won't start talking to me about it till high school. And by then, I'll already be in some trouble.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults.
The thing is, my parents won't even see it coming.
So start talking.
Who's next?
Before they start drinking.
The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw?
I was hanging out with some people, now I realize I shouldn't have. The work was so hard, it was just going fast. I got kicked out of school, and nobody cared about me, so I don't care.
I sort of got messed up into gangs and other stuff.
School was very difficult.
I was expelled from school.
I mean, the one person who really got me to go back into school was my friend Kevin.
At my friend's graduation, I'm gonna be the loudest one there.
Because if you don't have anybody while you're in school, then there's not really a way to get through it.
And now, 7 News Sports with Becky Burr.
Players combined for 54 points, but that wasn't enough as St. Gregory's defeated the Lady Rangers 89-84 in Shawnee on Wednesday night. Trailing 45-39 at the half, Northwestern outscored St. Gregory's 45-44 in the second half. The Lady Rangers shot 44% for the evening, but SGU converted 50% on the night. Northwestern was 11 of 24 from three-point range. Audrey Richmond led the Lady Rangers with 25 points, going 10 of 19 from the floor. Rachel Wilczek and Autumn Clue each hit 4 threes while scoring 15 and 14 points, respectively. Wilczek finished with 5 steals and Keandra Scott blocked 3 Cavaliers shots. SGU's Letitia Silva led all scorers with 32 points. The Cavaliers were also .500 from beyond the arc, connecting on 6 of 12 attempts. The Rangers men's basketball team snapped a 5-game losing skid on Wednesday night with an 80-65 win over St. Gregory's in Shawnee. The Rangers held a 38-31 halftime lead and continued to outscore St. Gregory's 42-34 in the second half. 3 players combined for 60 of the Rangers' 80 points, as Marshall Bell canned 7 three-pointers on his way to a game-high 28 points. Brandon Brown and Brandon Dixon also found double figures, scoring 18 and 14 points respectively. Brandon Woolley came up with 10 rebounds, while Jonathan Freemeyer had 2 blocked shots. Northwestern hit 48% from the field, while Bell hit all of the Rangers' 7 trays. The Rangers held the Cavaliers to 41% shooting as SGU struggled from three-point range, hitting 5 of 18. Just in NWTV 7, Northwestern Oklahoma State University's men's and women's basketball games that were canceled due to this past weekend's weather conditions have now been rescheduled for Monday, February 22nd at Purcell Fieldhouse in Alva. Game times will remain the same, with the women starting at 6 p.m., followed by the men at 8. Thank you, Becky. Now let's take a look at upcoming events on campus. Northwestern's Spring Blood Drive will be February 10th and 11th in the Student Center Ballroom here at Northwestern Alva campus.
Auditions for Northwestern's first top model fashion show are still ongoing and will be held this week on Thursday and Friday at 5 p.m. in South Hall front lobby.
Well, I sure enjoyed my snow day. How about y'all?
It was nice. The weather was terrible, but it was nice not having to go to school.
It was, but I'm tired of seeing it. I'm ready for it to go. Me too. I'm having trouble parking over there in South Hall parking lot where the dumpsters are. Yeah. I'm slipping and sliding in the mornings. I don't enjoy it.
It's melting fast.
That's going to do it for us today.
We'll see you next time.